Hi everyone, this is Noreen Chase, Community Manager of the Social Biz User Group. And we have another user group meeting coming up. Social Connections 9 is scheduled November 5th through the 6th in Stuttgart, Germany. And with me today is Wannes Rams, IBM Champion and speaker at Social Connections 9. And I am going to be interviewing him today, finding out a little bit more about himself and his professional background, and get a little more insight on Social Connections 9 and his session. So let's get started. Hi, Wannes, how are you?
Hi, Noreen, I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing really great, thank you. And thank you for taking time for doing this interview.
You're welcome.
So, tell the social biz community a little bit about your professional background, what you do, your role as an IBM champion.
Okay, so I'm a senior collaboration consultant. I work in the IBM space with IBM products like Domino and same time since 2000, and moved on to doing more WebSphere, Portal, and then connections later on. I have my own company called Ramsit, and I try to do big IBM connections and IBM same time implementations for big customers. And I also try to do some TDI assembly line development lately. I'm saying trying to, it's not the easiest part.
What is TDI?
Tightly Directory Integrator. It's part of connections. You need it for connections, but you can also use it for a lot of other interesting stuff. I've done a session on it, I don't know, the last Social Connections in Boston. You can use it to automate a lot of stuff and to move data around from one system to another. As an IBM champion, I just try to stand behind the products that I like in the collaborative IBM space, and I try to blog about them. I've got my own blog where I write about technical issues I run into, and I try to write down the solution for everybody else to pick it up after that. And I also am a core organizer of the Social Connections event itself. I'm not only speaking, I'm also trying to get it running. So yeah, that's what I try to do for the community as an IBM champion.
Excellent. And how long have you been involved in Social Connections 9?
I've been a speaker for the first time. I've been a visitor for the first time in Cardiff. Not sure what number that was. It's a long time ago. And I've been a speaker for the first time in Amsterdam, and I've been on the team since Stockholm. So Stockholm, Boston, and now Stuttgart.
And how many speakers do you have for this upcoming Social Connections?
More than 60 speakers divided into multiple tracks. We've got a complete business track. We've got a lot of customers speaking about their experiences with IBM Connections. Some of the bigger German customers are speaking and keynoting. And we've got a very interesting first keynote speaker, John Stepper, the writer of Working Out Loud, the book. So I'm really looking forward to that session as well. It should be fun and interesting to be at the event. And you can still register for it as well.
Yes, there's still time to register. And Working Out Loud, isn't that the theme of this conference?
It is. That's why we contacted John to come and keynote, and he was delighted to be able to talk about it.
Can you tell us a little bit what it means, working out loud?
It's about, in your job, just publicly doing your work. It's out there, it's visible for everyone, and you're not hiding anything, you're not putting anything away, and everybody can just see what you're doing and yeah, make connections to it, and maybe ideas grow out of it, and yeah, it's just the silos are broken, and yeah, everything's out there.
Excellent. Okay, I'll definitely list his book in the blog notes in case other people are interested in reading it. But as we said, you're also speaking at Social Connections 9, and you have 2 sessions, but we're just going to concentrate on one of the sessions for this interview, and the name of it is Managing LDAP Changes in Connections. So can you give the Social Biz User Group community a little more insight into your session beyond the abstract as to what you hope to teach and have the audience learn at your session?
What I hope to teach the audience is that they don't need to start running away when their IT management or other infrastructure systems, as people tell them that their LDAP directory is going to change when it's going from TDS to AD or something like that, and they're going to change the end format. Don't run away. Stay calm. It's not as complicated as it sounds at first. And you don't especially need IBM to come out and help you. I've done it a couple of times now, and I'm just trying to share my experience from the field with the audience and make sure they understand the process and the order things need to be done to make it a successful migration.
So from your experience with your clients, is there a tip that you can share?
That's a good question. The best tip is probably plan, test, take backups, plan again, test again, and execute, and it will work. But you need to approach this in a very structured way. Don't just go on a Friday afternoon, let's migrate my AD server to a TDS server. That's not going to work.
Okay. Well, that sounds like a great session. Your other session, too, is Rock the Activity Stream API with Stefano Pagliani.
Yes.
So I'll include a link to that session in the blog, too, for everyone who's interested in registering for the event or finding out a little bit more about that session. But we're nearing the end of our interview, so it's time for the geek question. What's your favorite movie and why?
Well, I'm a non-typical IT guy. I'm not into Star Wars stuff and things like that. I actually never saw that. So I'll probably get banned from the IBM Champions program right now. But for me, it's my all-time favorite is Reservoir Dogs. Because for me, it's the debut of a brilliant director, and it's also the proof that you don't need the most famous actors and the big budget to make a brilliant movie with absolute quality star acting in it. So that's my all-time favorite. I've seen it like 30 times.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. When you have a good story and people that care about the characters and the plot development, yeah, you don't need a lot of special effects. But you do know there's a big Star Wars movie coming out.
I'm linked on Facebook to several geeks that draw my attention to it, and basically I don't care.
As long as you know, I'm sure they'll cut you a little slack, so they won't throw you out of the IBM Champion program. So that's the end of our interview, Wannes. Do you have any closing remarks for the audience about the upcoming Social Connections 9 event that you'd like to share?
Yes, register now. Don't wait. It's in how much time? It's approaching way too fast from our perspective. There's still a lot to do, but it's going to be a great event. And yeah, it would be sad if you miss it.
Yeah, it definitely will be a great event. So thanks everyone for joining us. I have, like I said, in the blog, the registration link and links to the book and the other sessions referenced in this interview. Be sure to register for Social Connections 9, November 5th through the 6th, Stuttgart, Germany. Thanks everyone, and make it a great day.